Right, I may as well get this on the show on the road. I will try to look at the camera, but I've been using this setup for the last couple of days, so I'll probably be looking at the screen, but I'm also looking at the camera, so don't worry, I can see y'all if anybody is there. Oh no, what has happened to the internet? Has the internet disappeared? Internet health noted the occurs if you can stream. So right, that's not good. Oh dear, there's always something. No, I want to watch it. But yeah, well, it says I'm live. I really need to get a better stream, something that I can stream in a wee bit better quality because it looked poo on YouTube. So as long as I know that's rolling, I can cancel that out. I can look at this and put that up. To be honest, mate, if you're the only one, you're the only one. It is just a thing. These are really just me coming on and having a waffle with people who want to ask some questions. It is absolutely dire outside. Absolutely chucking it down. That's what I mean. It is what it is. You can't argue, but when it's pissing outside, there's nothing better to do than just sit on the computer. I would be playing games at this point, but I can't be bothered. I've pretty much played enough games to last me a long time. Between that and Indeed.com, it has been one of those weeks. But yeah, how is everything? Hope everything is well. Welcome, being the first person. Just checking through some sort of things. I've been out the bike earlier. I was planning on going out on the bike today, but yeah. So I hope you had a great week. You had a great run. Was meant to go out today on the bike, but as I say, the things just happened today. So I was planning on going up the coast road tomorrow to film a couple of videos, but the earth looks like it's slowly but surely getting wetter. So I'm not going to be going if it's like that tomorrow. I'll just have to find something else to do. And by that I mean I'm probably going to make a video about the announcement about the Northwest and jump on that hype train because it is what it is. So just jump on and ignore or sorry, abuse people. Not that I'm a fan of the Northwest, but I don't know. I love a good back road. I really do. Um, it's a few of the places that country roads and back roads are just they're definitely my jam. Roundabouts, I'm not fussed, especially when you get the roundabout full of crap. You know, you just so much rubbish on the road. It's just like, eh, don't like turning corners when there's rubbish in the road. But it's just I haven't had a good run out in ages, and obviously the weather is taking a turn. So it is kind of like, do I be bothered? I can be bothered, really. I can, but it's just the time and the effort to get up, get out of bed. Appreciate you for ducking in too. Oh, where was it? Oh, for me at the minute, it's not so much the back road from Lisburn to Belfast, but it's one of the sort of lesser roads, so to speak. It's not the motorway, and it's lovely. Just fires you up, fires you down, fires you around a corner, and it's absolutely brilliant. And even in the wet, it's absolutely brilliant. But the road's about this thin. So when you're flying down the road, it's like, oh dear, you have to sort of hold on for your dear life. But oh, is it Dungannon the one? Dungannon's the one with the new dual carriageway that looks very unrestricted and very lacking in police. Is that yes, that's it. It brings you out in the middle of Shaw's Bridge is like on Shaw's Bridge is on either side. The water's on either side. Brings you out there. Absolutely love it. Took it a couple of times. The boss, when he was in the van, took it, and then I decided I'm gonna go down that. And then where else is it? The back road, the back road, the whole road, between Spelga and Kilkeel. Oh my god, I was up there 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago on the bike. There's nobody about. Weather was absolutely pants. You couldn't see 2 foot in front of you, and just decided to go nuts. Yeah. So I work up beside the Civic. Well, I work currently up beside the Civic Centre. So I know it. I know the one you're talking about. But yeah, no, there's just now that the summer's ending, there's a lot of roads that I want to go on because there's nobody on them. I can now go on. I say this like it's closed for me over the summer, but I can now go on the coast road from Larne all the way up because it's not being used as personal racetrack for certain people. Um, so the plan was hopefully going to go up tomorrow, do Glenarm, Glenariff, Carnlough, and the other one just before Torhead, and do the biker hotspot video. And then at some point, I'm going to push up towards Ballycastle and Portrush and Portstewart. Maybe do that when it's snowing because definitely no people will be there. But no, it is. definitely something that I need to start getting out more, because why the hell not? It sounds like a car might suit him. Generally, don't get me wrong. I have nothing. I have nothing against summer bikers, and I have nothing against people who ride all year round. I'm one of them. It just seems like summer bikers are in a hurry to go everywhere, and then they complain about the police being everywhere, and you're like, oh, they'll slow down. But no, I hope he's all right. Like, just I mean, 2 liter bikes in 6 months. I had a guy, I had a friend, and you called him Johnny Crash, because religiously within 4 months of owning a bike, 5 months somewhere around that, he would crash. So he literally crashed everything that he rode, or he blew it up, or just genuinely just destroyed it. But yeah, the coast road for me in the summer is just off limits. It's like fucking hoodlum's paradise. Jixer was the first one. He just left house, brand new, alright, new leather. He gunned it too fast in a second and spat him off. Yeah. Is there not a video from like years ago of a guy doing nothing like a GSXR 1000 in a car park in France or something, and he literally rides it out of the dealership and fucking guns it, and the thing just spits him off like within a heartbeat. That's just crazy. Yeah. Pretty much what would have happened there would be equivalent to the fighter jet in America that the pilot ejected out of it. The fighter jet kept going. That's going to happen. But tell them to get it on the YouTube and make money from it. Because why the hell not? Or even TikTok. Get it on TikTok. That'll go nuts. But no, some people be crazy. So they will. That's not even. I don't know. Well, there's a genre of bike that he should invest in called street fighters, and they're really just crashed bikes where people who crashed them just can't afford the plastics, so they stick a headlight on it. Yeah, any of the big accidents that I've witnessed, the likes in the road racing, freaking BSB, or even on the road, it just it's just an explosion of parts. It really is just. I think the last time I was, oh, no, I haven't been involved in an accident, touch wood, that has been that serious, but it's like, why? Why? You mean you should wrap shrink wrap on bikes like that? It was one of my friends came out last year. She had an R1, one of the new R1s, and he rode up the road, and it was like January, February time, and he had said to me about going for a run. Now, it had snowed pretty heavily for 2 days. Well, not heavily, but it was snowing religiously for 2 days, and he decided he wanted to go for a run. And it was like, why? He was dead set and going for a run on this bike, and then texts me. I think it was like he was meant to meet me at 11. He texted me at 2 because I hadn't heard anything from him, so I just didn't bother going out because it was too bad. And he texted me saying that he had had an accident, and I'm like, oh, great, and sent me a picture, and no word of a lie, it was like blue, or no, like white. This white, it was a road, but there was no marks on the road, and just bits of blue and black everywhere. He decided to go up the road in summer tires and was surprised that the bike just disintegrated and threw him off. Years ago when I started, my pal had a 750 into like a retro bandit. He claimed he got the knee down earlier that day, later that day. His knee asked. I always find it funny because people who I'm not a big knee down person. I can't. I'll admit it. I'm not that vain that I'm going to get embarrassed by it. But I don't wear trousers that allow me to get the knee down. So if I did get the knee down, the only thing that's going to happen is my kneecap is going to disintegrate because that's the only thing between well, a wee bit of foam padding and my kneecap are the only thing touching that ground. Plus, my bike has a massive fucking thing that sticks out the side of it like this. So if I manage to touch the ground, the likelihood of that touching the ground is a lot higher than what I would like to admit. But yeah, no. So I just, I can't. It's just not my thing. That. Straight ahead, him spin up the road 6 months. Ouch. that is a bit. I wouldn't be happy with that. I that would hurt me very, very, very emotionally and financially. You just spend all that money on a bike and you just obliterated it within what 10 seconds. No, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's not. It's like why? Well, not why, but and you can almost see you can see certain accidents happen. There's a girl on TikTok that I follow, and she came off her bike on a roundabout, and she hit the groove in the road, and she had to brake too hard. And some people are like, "Oh, it's just going too fast." And the girl's a learner. Target fixation was the thing. Same guy took out a pigeon on a TLR and hit him square in the head, and me behind him was a pillow. I've had that happen. Going to ABR Festival this year, I had my mate Keith Allen on in tail with me. He was following me, and we were coming to the last 2 or 3 miles before the toll bridge, and flying down the road, doing the posted speed limit of 90 mile an hour, and there was seagull at the side of the road, and the noise of the bikes, it jumped up and went like this across me, but it didn't get high enough, quick enough, and it hit the mud guard of my bike and literally sent this just a ball of white over me. I never seen it. It came out from the back of my bike, and he was just this big ball of feathers. But what he noticed was I actually hit the seagull like dead center, so I hit it like 50-50, and the two bits just went. So I managed to part the sea. Yeah, it did. There's a video out. Where is it? It's on TikTok of a guy who's just walking into a shop in England, I think, and a fucking pigeon just doinks him in the head. Let's see. I'll see if I can find it because that's. Oh, fuck, where is it? Pigeon hits man. So here's it here. Let's see. I'll turn this off. Thunk. Look at Like, why? Bruce just walking to the shop for a tin of Monster and gets twatted by a pigeon. Oh dear. Fair play to anybody who hits him. Anybody who hits a friggin' wild animal. I've hit 2 in my career as a biker. And fuck me, I was terrified of both times. Pigeon, not so much. I was more worried about the damage to the bike because of where it was sort of located. But I've hit a rabbit or a hare before. Fuck it, I hated that too. I didn't see. Where's the hell was the text after? Yeah, no. No, not a chance. I would crap myself. I would physically be not very happy with that. I would have to stop. I genuinely would have to pull over after something like that. After the pigeon or after the seagull, I had to pull over after that. Oh, it was. It, people don't think it rattles you. It freaking rattles you when something like that happens. I'm a bit oblivious to mechanical things going wrong. My 125 that I had, I was riding the top road, the Antrim Road, going along to the zoo. And I was doing like 70 mile an hour. The bike starts like swaying like side to side. I was like, whoa. So I got off the bike and I was like, what the hell? Did I hit something? Then I went to the back wheel and I was like, that doesn't look right. And I just put my hand on the wheel and it moved. What had happened was one of the wheel bearings had exploded. It's just on the fire as it went over the. Yeah. Yeah, no. Still doesn't help. I'm afraid in that situation, it's a hold on, or what does it say? Hold on and hope. No, that's what my mates, some of my mates say. Hold on and hope, because that's all you can do. It's really all you can do in that situation is hold on and hope that you don't die. So yeah, the classic Clarkson, just power, just away you go. Put your head down and hope for the best. But it's insane. It's insane the way it happens, though. It really is. Oh dear. I think with the Tracer, it's kind of not no thrills, but it can put you in a world of hurt when you turn the traction control off. And I think I've run gravel a few times, and fucking hell, your arse twitches. Nah, I'm probably more sedate on a 125, just normally. I'm only sedate on bikes that I don't own. And then I'm just hard on things that I own. The XT was probably the how could you say, the epitome of that. I rode that XT as if um, I had no money to replace anything. So I generally just rode it into the ground with about 100, I think it was like 100,000 on it or something at one point, which is fucking hilarious because when I see it on Facebook Marketplace all the time, it's getting less and less mileage each time, which is bloody great. So I buy it back with less mileage on it and then just do it again. FFV4 750 Gen 3, I hope to have out next year as a Street Fighter. Yes, I love it. I love a good Street Fighter. I do. I really do. A well put together one is properly nice. I always find Bandits Bandits make a really good Street Fighter. Like the 1200s, uh, doing the seat that goes, the tail that goes to the moon. That there, I love those, and the bits and pieces, the chrome bits and all that there. But I've only ever seen, I think it was a Bandit, Bandit Gixxer. I think it was an R1, R6 one time. They're all nice. What up, Wolfie? How are you? Oh, I know who it is. Don't you worry. Nice. Keep seeing my old, hold on, yeah, I keep seeing my old XT on Facebook Marketplace, and it is doing a tour of owners at the minute, and it has been, looks like it's had a fair dent to the side of it, and oh my goodness! And every time it comes up, people text me and tell me, or phone me and tell me, or email me and tell me, just because they can still see my logo on it because the jackass hasn't taken it off. Thank you very much, Wolfie. Um, it's been a whirlwind 3 weeks, let's say. Um, just, I knew it was the right time. I knew it was the right time. She wanted it to be kept a surprise, so she's away to Spain this weekend. Well, tonight, and I was like, "No, she's not going without it." So she thought I was going to go ring shopping this weekend, but I had went ring shopping like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So yeah, so we're planning, I think, next year to get married. So we'll see. We'll see how it happens. We've started saving. I'm hoping that means I'm allowed to buy the Akarapovic pipe from a bike, because that was the deal. The deal was she gets a ring before the bike gets parts. So maybe start looking for one of those. I say maybe. I've already started looking for one of those. It just has to be the right price, and I have to have the money, and I need a new job, and I need. There's so many things. How's things for you, mate? How are you? Where have you been? um, I think it was my Honda Shadow 125. If you got one digit wrong, if you took it to charge first and got one digit wrong, it was, they had it registered as a Toyota Corolla, which I don't know how the hell that happens. I wouldn't say blackmailed with a. I would say I needed to do it. I'm not the type of person to actively seek out things, and I was just like, we're together like four years this year, so for feck's sake, mate, that's a joke. Listen, I hope you're up and walking again, and not as bad as what you were. That was insane, the crash. Like, cheers, Paul. It's great talking to you. If you ever see me out, give me a shout. Give me the fingers or something. If you give me the fingers, I'll know that you're someone who knows me. Cheers for calling up. But yeah, no, it's been a long time with you. It's actually seen a picture of Pinky the other day. Her and her dad were having the daddy daughter day, and I was like, what? It just makes me miss everybody now over there. And there's no real meats or anything going on. I wish there was. I heard a whiff that the monkey meat was going to be tried to revived, but then something else happened, and oh Jesus, just so weird. So it is. As I say, I hope you get it sorted out, mate. I would be going to one of these fucking bike legal teams and getting the old thumbnails tightened down. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. It's insane how things can just it can happen like that. I've made a few friends that it's happened. Oh, I'd be billing them for that as well. So what? I have a few friends that it's happened to. They just it's a freak. Well, theirs was a freak accident. Um, Something had went wrong and just vegetable. One was a vegetable for a while. Jesus, that must be at least. That has to be at least. What 3 years? 2, 3? No, it's more than 3 years. It has to be more than that. That's insane. I have a funny feeling that's more than 3 years because I think at one point life just got really fast for me and years went past quick. Oh, Jesus. That's it's not good. I mean, and you had the video of it happening. So, no, I don't know. I mean, it's a shame you can't bring multiple like hire a company and the private investigators and all that shit and speed the stuff up. I know insurance companies don't want to pay out, like, but Jesus Christ, 3 years is a joke. Oh, excuse me. That's just insane. It really is. I think that's why I say to friends and stuff is like, if you're gonna have an accident with me, if you get that one person that threatens to run you over, you tell them just put me down permanently, because if I can get up, I'm gonna kill you. Yep, they have given me offers, but I can take. Yeah, 100%. They can keep coming back with offers until they're blue in the face. Until you feel that that number's right, that's what you should be going for. It's crazy. It really is. hmm I think the only time that I've ever been so close to an accident that it was it was it was said it was going to take forever was my cousin was on a scooter going to a job interview, and he had a green light and the car jumped the green light and came across him, and he was an experienced biker and was able to slam the brakes on and like side check the car. But the girl in the car's mum or something, if I remember correctly, was a peeler, and her mum was the peeler who turned up, and she was like, "Oh, you ran the red light, you ran this, you were trying to pin it on him." Like, fuck that. Man, that was in the days where cameras like what we use now is few and far between. People get laughed at for having a camera on their helmet back then, but now it's seeing everything. Hopefully, you get what you deserve. I mean, 3 years alone worth of lost wages is a lot of money, plus the accident, plus the long term damage. I'd be I wouldn't. You would literally have to start taking blood at that point from people. There's, what's the price for a liter of blood? Oh, Google it. What is the price for a liter of diesel blood? So in America, the cost for hospitals is about $135 to $150 a pint. Yeah, I'd start taking blood, mate. Fuck it. Yeah, a disfigurement alone is hard to deal with, and a new career path that's just insane. That's not that's not right. I would be draining them buggers for everything. Excuse me. No, it's actually good to hear from you. I was actually thinking about ones there a couple of weeks ago. Um, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I was thinking about everybody a couple of weeks ago at that meet we did. Pinky and Dan did it. The Staffordshire Triumph. That was probably one of the best ones. That and the first monkey meet was one of the two of the best meets that the motor vlogging community in UK actually got round to doing. So it was. No, it's weird how everybody's moved on. I was talking to a friend there, Ross, a couple of weeks ago. He flew over for a bike run that I have a video coming up about, and he was saying that he still talks to Baron von Grumble. He still talks to uh, Rudder, Dutch Rudder, and it's insane how everybody's lives have changed. I'm actually surprised Spicy does. He gets awfully busy. I mean, I constantly think because my circle would be your circle, of people. So generally, what I'd be doing, every couple of months, every month or every couple of months, I think, I wonder what like Wolfie's up to, or I wonder what Pinky's up to, I wonder what Dan's up to, or if I think about one of them, I'll think about like you, or I think about like so it you are always being thought of, mate. 100%. Um, even though I mightn't voice it, you're thought of. Um, it's just insane, just how the community just grew apart so quickly. And when I say it grew apart, everybody gets busy. Life's life. I didn't think what it's just insane. Where there's a will, there's a way. Mass insurance payout equals motorcycle adapted to be able to ride, and then a Wolfie comeback video. So just saying, I'm just saying. But no, it's strange. I think it was one of the. I tell you, man, you should. I'd be charging for every little indiscrepancy that they've caused you. I remember talking to Rookie Rider. a couple of, I think, last year, and he had said about a guy who had passed away, and he was on the first monkey meet with me. He was in my sort of group of bikes, and he was dead on. And I was like, "Fuck, man!" A guy who was following us in the same group, of those people, he gets scrubbed out. I was like, "Oh, geez, oh my good god, it's so bad." Like, I should you got like, was it? I don't know if is nabbed, nab. Um, it's a motorbike association that helps with converting bikes and stuff. So that they, I know the NAB can do like grants and stuff to help, and they can like tell you where to go to get it done and stuff. And some of their conversions that they get done are sweet. Big pesos in. Good evening, lad. How is one? Has one left the shed and stopped tooling on bikes? I swear half of my subscription feed is just bikers tooling on bikes at the minute. It makes me sick. I want to do it too, but got the money. As I was saying to the guy further up who's local to me, the XT came back on the market there a few months ago, and I was actually going to buy it back because it was going for a decent price. But then I read all the lies that he had wrote and swiftly decided not to because I wanted to do like a rebuild series, but I ain't got the room. I ain't got a shed or anything. Everybody should go to Wolfie's and rebuild his bike. Just saying. What you need to do is a C90 Adventures type video. As why am I saying everybody has C90s now? I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen the camping trips. I've seen people you posting about them. I was actually due to go to Scotland this weekend, but never got around to it. And then the weather turned absolutely bad. Oh, they're animals for C90 parts over here. Oof. One of my mates has what four four C90s. He's two old ones and two of those weird abomination new ones. The ones he just has so many of them, and that's a constant four that he has. he buys in more and uses them for something else and then sells them. Oh my goodness, just it's hard to comprehend. Plus, you get the wee grandas everywhere around my area, especially who have them and just putter along the road on them. So it's great to watch. Wiffy, I haven't really watched spicy stuff in 6 or 7 months. Just find that he's not really doing bids that I watch. I would love to try a C90 myself, but I'm afraid I would feel awfully quick. So I would. I wish I could be like your friend. I think I'm still learning on how to ride the one that I have. I just sometimes sometimes it just don't brain engage, just does not engage sometimes. I'd be scared of blowing the engine up. And I've heard stories that you can't unless you really punish them, which also sounds great. But I think if I was ever going to do not even a build series, I would buy like a C90 just to have in the shed, and buy a wee or something that's not starting and just rebuild it, because I need to learn how to do stuff on my bike. I really do need to learn how to do it, because it's always been a lifelong thing that I've always wanted to know how to do. So we all have moments on bikes. Mine happen about 5 times a week. I have hit more wing mirrors in the last 4 days than I have in probably most of my riding career. You see, that's what I'm thinking, Wolfie. I'm thinking about buying, and I currently, obviously, with saving for other things, we needing to save for the wedding and stuff. But I do plan on buying like a wee CG 125 or something and just tooling on it. Unfortunately, yes, because I'm in the north. Sometimes I wish I was in England more than here. We see that's it. I actually went and bought 2 days ago the same caliper that's on two calipers that are on my bike, the back and one of the front ones, just so I can like play with how to build them and stuff. Yeah, shipping is pretty easy to hear. You just have to pay an extortionate amount of money. Um, but with working in logistics, I have what I like to call a cheat code, and that's being friends with everybody in the industry, and they tell you how to get it cheaper. See, that's what I'm saying with me. My fear is the only two things that I won't touch on my bike is the engine and the brakes. I've never tried a chain. I might try it sometime, but those two things I've never tried and I will not try because I don't trust myself. You remember it was like 10 years ago when I had, yes. Ah, yeah, that was fun. I had a friend that had a GPZ. It had a mind of its own. When you're going down the motorway and it suddenly started revving on its own. No, Phantom is still. Phantom doesn't really talk much nowadays. He uploads on his Facebook page like meme pictures and stuff, but um, Northern Ireland's kind of dead for motovlogging. There are a couple of local motovloggers, sorry, TikTokers who put on both, and they're they're on the wrong side of the law, let's say. But I not really came across anybody else. Generally, the thing that happens is they'll see me, come and say to me, and they say, "Oh, I have a video, da da da," and thing. But likes a Phantom, you had I can't even remember half their names. There was a whole thing over here where somebody tried, one of the guys who lived further north tried to make his own motorcycle motovlogging group, but charged everybody a fiver to be in it every year, and then everybody fell out with him, and then Phantom and his bro went and just life, and then I just puttered back and forth to England more times than enough, and a lot of people here don't like going across to England, don't like mixing with them. But they don't like me talking about motorcycling over here to people from England and America and stuff, because it's just they're a bit over precious about their biker stops. And that's why the biker hotspot series I do is kind of contentious, because nobody likes it over here. It is a dance scene, and it sounds like I'm going for a clickbaity title, but motovlogging isn't really there for here, especially in Northern Ireland. It's literally old boys with GSs riding around that mountains, not talking. Do you still need tax and MOT? This nope. Down south you do. You cross the border, they need to have tax disc. I think it's like VRT. I think they have like 3 down south. So they do. Thankfully, we follow the English method of don't need it. But our English method is about 6 years behind the actual method. I actually found out at ABR this year when it tried to test ride a bike, and it was asked what my license number was, and I was like, "What do you mean license number?" And he goes, "Oh, what's the code for your license so we can check your history?" And I was like, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Northern Ireland." They're like, "Oh, I don't think you guys have that." So why are you asking? Do the police still have a lot of guns? Yep, that will never change. There has just been so many attacks on the police, and then recently we had the police names were all leaked. So like 10,000 police staff, officers, their names, their ranks, some addresses and stuff like that were all leaked to the paramilitaries, and the paramilitaries definitely have them. So those who didn't have guns probably have them now, and those police officers that have guns probably have more. You see, your police over there are soft. I going to Nottingham one time, and my mate being from like proper Belfast, he had the Belfast accent, shouted at a police officer there, and I swear he was about to cry. It was so funny. I wouldn't think the police have the Uzis, but I'm more than likely 100% sure there are people in certain places in Northern Ireland that do have Uzi. There's one thing we don't have over here that you guys have, and that's that stupid ULEZ thing. Don't know what that's about. That must be a London thing. Oh, that wasn't Uzi. That was oh fuck, what was it? I can't remember the name of it. Uh they use over here. They carry a revolver, a 9 mil. It's not Heckler and Koch. It's another one, another brand, and they use as a rifle. It's a semi-automatic G36 with collapsible buttstock, and they all still wear like 18 inches of body armor on the front and back, and ride around with about 40 inches of body armor or vehicle armor. See, it's so funny, this whole thing. And then what was it? Wales? Wales have changed their fucking speed limits from 30 to 20. Why? Has everybody gone a bit soft? It's just crazy. Um, I got to sit in a police car 7 or 8 months. No, last year. This time last year, I got to sit in a police car over here, and he goes, "I'll just take a seat in there, mate." Just took a seat. Whoa, what's that? And he goes, "Oh, you're sitting on my rifle." And it's fucking massive, just fucking assault rifle, just sitting on the back seat of the car. Uh, it must be scaring the sheep. That's why they're wanting you to drive slowly. You're scaring the sheep. Why would you want to drive fast in Wales anyway? It's so nice. You have to drive like nice and slow and just take in the views of the countryside and the fighter jets flying around like fucking mosquitoes. Am I right in saying that the 30 zone is the 30 zones are the only ones that have now moved from 30 to 20 in rural areas, or is it everywhere? Because I thought it was just in rural areas. It's crazy. It really is. Fuck this. I was hoping to go to Wales. If that's the case, I'm not going to do it. All national I'm glad I got to stay in the A55 and not leave it. I can see wheels like that. That's fine. Near us is going from time to drive slow, civilized. Traffic. Well, I mean, if a bus doing 30 is going to kill you, a bus doing 20 is still going to kill you. You know what I mean? Because I mean, this year for ABR, I went from Holyhead down. Obviously, they hadn't put these daft speed limits in, but I went from Holyhead down to up to Chester, down to Kidderminster, and took the back way and then across. And I don't even think I think I passed the speed camera at like think the speed on the road was about 50. I passed it at 60. I never got hit. I never got no tickets. And the you can't get a ticket if you're from Northern Ireland thing was it's been closed for years. Are you doing ABR next year? Hopefully. Hopefully I am. As I say, the wedding, we're planning on the wedding being next year around October time. So I could probably fit it in, but I'm going to push to do it because I haven't had a holiday and I quite liked it. My mate is actually going to be giving me his T7 next year. His very, very well done T7. He's given me next year for a Lendov, for ABR especially. It was quite expensive. I bought obviously the VIP ticket, the normal ticket. Then I paid, I think it was like 60 quid for a tent for 2 nights. And then obviously with me, fuel was about 60 or 70 quid. And then the boat was like 150 to get across. So no, I didn't do none of the trails. Tracer no like off-road. Tracer no like off-road. Test rides that I tried to do were CCM and a couple of other ones, but CCM was funny because it didn't have no license code or something. And a couple of the other ones were just too busy. I wanted to go out in the Ural experience, but that was way too busy. A lot of my friends do go to the Overland one as well as ABR, and they actually prefer the Overland one. But was there not one on recently that it was the last of? Well, I was hoping to, at ABR, I was hoping to get on, was it a Vogue Rally? And short person problems. I could not touch the ground for love nor money. All right, so see, that might be something I might do next year. But also heard that there's some sort of there was before COVID, there was actually some adventure bike weekend down south in Ireland, which I've heard might happen again, but they're like tedious to find out if if it's wanted to come back, sort of thing. But I do hope to do ABR next year. I am planning on it, whether I have to drag the girlfriend with me, or sorry, fiance with me, and stay in like a pod or something like that, or just do a tent again. But I mean, the tent I had was like 60 quid for the 4 nights and an airbed for 60 quid. I mean, I'd take that again. But obviously, two people's worth of stuff. Plus, the girlfriend does have her license and can ride bikes, so win-win. Have you done? Nope. Haven't done the NC 500 either. Solely down to I've joined 3 biker groups here, and 3 biker groups. The reason I joined them was to do the NC 500, and then they decided not to go, which was quite annoying. But I do plan on doing it. Well, that's what I was thinking. This weekend, as I was saying earlier, this weekend I was meant to be going to, is it the Skyfall Road in Fort William? Just for shits and giggles. One of my friends did it last year, and he said it was great. He did the reverse of the NC 500, so he did it from that side round to that side because he was going to work in Inverness, so he went right round. And he stopped somewhere on the coast or something, and he was wild camping. He just threw a bivy bag out and just lay in the elements, and he get woke up by like sea otters or something daft, and he had the video of them like crawling all over him. The only correct way I've heard to do the NC 500 is beat the camper vans. You have to go between a certain two dates, because it's when the mosquitoes don't start and then the camper vans don't come, so you have to go in like in between those two dates. But yeah, I want to do it. I was hoping to do like a 3 night wild camp just for the sake of it, because I've been talking last year and the start of this year was talking to Plunkster up in Scotland, and he was giving me advice on wild camping and all that way, and making sure I do it the right way. And it was all set to go, and then work just because problems left, right, and center. So it is on the cards. There's definite a list of things that I want to do next year. Maybe not even next year, the year after. I want to do Normandy. I want to go to ride through England, go to Germany, and then ride the coast back to France, and then back across and do all the World War II stuff. So I do just, I have a lot of friends that do that, and they said it is the best. But again, life at the minute is just kicking my ass left, right, and center. I get life outside of work sorted, and then work just starts being an absolute pain in the backside. So I'm having to get that sorted, and then yeah. But right, I am going to wrap up and get myself to bed, hopefully. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been on. Thanks, Big Pez, Pezza, Wolfie, Paul. Thank you all for having the chat. Scotland is definitely on the card. Scotland for me is a 5 minute trip down the road to the boat, and I'm in Scotland. So yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming and saying hello and chatting. Wolfie, I hope all is well and you get everything sorted. Pezza, look forward to all your stuff that you're doing. I do watch your videos. Sometimes I just watch them on TV, so I just get a like every now and again on the TV. And yeah, I'll see you all some other time.